All right, brothers, thank you. Put this on. Let's make this, let it be a week of strong learning, inside learning and alavai, that we can actually really feel that Ahavat Yisrael is in our hands, that it's a real thing and it's in our hands. So we're going to continue right away, right inside, a continuation from last, not a continuation, but in the same ruach of what we were doing last week, l'chaim. Okay, you know those frumies that when they take a sip, so they're very nervous that someone might think they forgot a bracha, so they say, no, I made a bracha already?
So you're not.
So I'm not that guy. Okay. Anachnu echad ba'etzem. That's all that you have missing on the top over there. Anachnu echad ba'etzem. Anachnu b'nei oso am tarbus historia v'safa meshutefes mechabrim beininu. We are all children of the same nation, the same culture, the same history, and the same language, which connects all of us. Yesh lanu gam yi'ud miyuchad. We also have a very specific and special destination. Destiny. V'gam hu ma'aged otanu. Our destiny is what unites us. Yoter mizeh, אנחנו בעצם משפחה אחת. But literally we are one family. כי כולנו בני אברהם, יצחק ויעקב. If you've listened to Benny Friedman lately, there's a song that should pop up in your head when you hear these words. ויש בינינו קשר דם. There's obviously we're blood. אך אם נתבונן במבט פנימי, נגלה שהקשר בין יהודי ליהודי הוא עמוק עוד יותר. He says something so beautiful here. He says, yeah, all these things are true. Yes, Chaya. He says, yes, all these things are true. It's nice. But there's something even deeper than this. Now look what he says here. He's going to bring here from the Talmud Yerushalmi something that it's more like, okay, I could know this, I want to daven over this, that I should feel this. Ksiv lo sikum lo sitaris bnei amecha. Remember we said the pasuk last week, it says, you shall not take revenge, and you shall also not be netira, which is meaning like holding a grudge. Lo tikum lo titor bnei amecha. Come closer, guys. Come closer, please.
We just came so late.
That's why, yeah. Later you come, you have to sit next to the teacher now. Come, sit over here right now. You can. כתיב לא תיקום לתור בני עמך, היך אבידה, הבמקת קופה דומך על סכינה לידי, תחזר ושמחה לידי. What does that mean? What is the action of nekima or netira? למה הדבר דומה? What does it mean? This grudge or revenge? Look what the Yerushalmi says. היה חותך בשר, וחתך הסכין את ידו האחת. האם יחזור ויחתוך את ידו השנייה? Let's say you're cutting up some meat, right? And by accident, you cut your hand, right? So would you then say, what a chutzpah, and then take the knife and then cut your other hand? Well, we laugh, but he's saying, well, yesh po mashu. Right? Right? Would you do that? Now, I'm going crazy. Well, I wouldn't do that when it's clear to me that it's the same body. When it's clear to me that it's the same body, I wouldn't do it. What did we learn last week? Name of the Arizal? Am Yisrael is Sod Guf Echad. Sod Guf Echad. So if it's so, what are we trying to do here? What is this point? What is this, the chabura right now? What are we working on? We're working on reaching levels of, essentially, that it's so clear to me. It's such a clear thing to me that, just like I would never ever do that, ever, so too I would never do that with anyone in Am Yisrael. That I would feel it, well, I'm the same body. Alavai. That's what the Yerushalmi says. Look how he continues the Perushim. Hatalmud Yerushalmi melel tanu ki dinkom b'chaver ze dinkom b'atzmecha. Basically, taking revenge on someone is taking revenge on yourself. Hakas hamefatel otcha linkom. The anger which seduces you to revenge, גורם לך להסתכל בזרות על העומד מולך. Anger is the cause which makes you look at someone that's in front of you and say, he's a zar, he's foreign, he's strange to me. That's what anger mamish makes a person seem distant from you. That's what anger causes. But the truth is that really you're connected to him and you're almost identical to him. As much as you'd like to feel that you guys are strangers to each other, you and someone else in Am Yisrael, it just doesn't work. Very much connected to what we were saying about Shabbos, but we're all in the same boat. It's this, you could do whatever you could say whatever you want to say. You're on the same boat. You have your own cabin, but you're on the same boat. כל יהודי הוא איבר בתוך גוף אחד גדול. Every Jew is a limb in one big body. וכשם שלא יעלה על הדעת שיד אחת תזיק ותנקום ביד השנייה. Just like no one would ever fathom that one hand, like the example from the Yerushalmi, would take revenge on the other hand, כך לא יעלה על הדעת שיהודי יפגע ביהודי שפגע בו. It's unfathomable to think that a yid would hurt another yid that hurt him. Well, on what level is that unfathomable? Right? On what level is that unfathomable? He's saying here, it's just unfathomable that a yid would take revenge on a yid. Well, on what level? How does that...
If you're looking at it as guf echad, you would never do it.
If you're feeling as a guf echad, then it's impossible. Shame is, how do we get to that place of feeling like we're really guf echad?
It's a weird theory, but what tzaddik is, and that tzaddik is basically somebody who feels that much more often than you feel that. He knows you, like he reads your mind or whatever, but it's not reading your mind. He's reading his own mind, right? It's not, he knows you, but he knows himself because he knows you.
Right.
It's not a mystery.
Right.
He's just much more in it. We feel it sometimes if we go to a simcha, or if we go to a funeral for an hour. We feel it.
That's their state. That's their default.
They're there all the time, or most of the time.
יהודים הם אחים, ולא רק אחים, אלא ממש גוף אחד ונשמה אחת. Yidden are brothers. They're not just brothers. They're really one body and one soul. כך מתאר רבי שני הזלמן מיליאדי es הקשר של נשמס ישראל. This is again, Perek Lamed Bet. We've been referencing this quite often. This is the 32nd chapter in the Tanya. We talk about it a lot. I used to have a magnet of it on my refrigerator of that Perek. That's, you'll see did you go to Beis Menachem? You'll see in there they do that. Now, what does the Baal HaTanya say? בשגם שכולם מתאימות ומחוברות באב אחד לכולנה, ולכן נקראו כל ישראל אחים ממש. On what level are they brothers? מצד שורש נפשם בהשם אחד. From the root that their nefesh is in Hashem Echad, and we're all kalul in that Hashem concept. Now this is where it gets complicated. Rak shehagufim mechulakim. What is separate? Bodies. So I guess it connects to what you're saying, because if tzaddikim are really operating more on the neshama level and less on the body level, so they're going to taste it much more than people that are more operating on a body level.
We just woke up, right? We think the body is what's real, and the soul I can't see, so I don't get it.
Right.
When you realize that your soul is huge, and your body's like a shoe just encasing it, and you're not so concentrated on the shoe, then you see different.
Right.
Moms just see different.
So you look at a tzaddik and you be like, oh, he's not in this world. Well, he's actually much more in this world than you are. The world.
It's the world.
The world. Ha'olam ha'emet. The world.
The screens, we see
the world.
We see the screens, we think that that's real. But you move beyond that and realize it's...
Have any of you, I know you have, but have any of you ever been by a tzaddik that lives like this?
That you perceive like this, or
that you're pretty certain that that's how, that he's living in the soul world, and in the soul world, you're aware of like what, that you wouldn't do that to your hand. That's how he would live too.
I think it takes a certain level to be able to perceive that. A lot of people could look at the tzaddikim that you guys went to and just be like, it's just a guy. I've been to numerous tzaddikim, and
like.
Yeah,
that's
he's
right.
a good guy.
He's a great guy. You're a really special guy. Well, it doesn't even have to be like a so-called tzaddik. It could be like random people on the street, like
That's happened.
That's happened to you, yeah. I mean, they're sitting in this room right now. They just haven't finished chakras. It happens like that all the time. Well, they haven't started chakras. I had to go there. Okay. I'm sorry, you guys are so not 3 weeks material. It's not. When we're learning together, it's not. En ma lasot. Learning is simcha. It is. Learning is simcha. I can't. It is what it is. Now, okay. So now, what are we doing? Now we're going into the mimer that we did the whole Hakdama on last week. That's the mimer of the Tzemach Tzedek about the Mitzvah of Ahavat Yisrael. This discourse, which was given, he's starting over here in the middle of this mimer, but it's really the meat of it, and we're going to be learning also a perush on it as well. But now, he asks over here, so, Ma'u shoresh hanefesh hameuchad. What is the source of this one united soul? V'ketzad mechubarot haneshamot zo lazo. And how are souls connected to each other? Now, look at what we said before. The Ahavat Yisrael is a mitzvah, and the mitzvah needs to be learned, and it's work. And part of the work, in order to mekayim the mitzvah, is to learn about the mitzvah. Now what he's going to be doing over here, is we're going to be learning about this mitzvah of Ahavat Yisrael, to explain it to us, to bring it down to us to the level that Hashem will allow us to internalize it, so that when we read stories about what we just did right now from the Yerushalmi about one hand going and taking revenge on the other, and then we say it's unfathomable also that should be like that with any Jew, that it's closer to me, those concepts are closer to me when I learn it. When I learn it inside, meaning the possibility of me as well, to really feel like that with other Jews. So when I learn about the mitzvah of it, the shorish of the mitzvah, it seems like it could really be me. This really is me. It kind of connects what we're learning in the parenting class yesterday afternoon as well about when you're from far and you learn about very holy things, you might be passionate about it, hearing about it for the first time, but then after a second you say to yourself, that's what Shimon was saying, right, yesterday? Mm-hmm. That can't be me. It's not in my cards to be like that. But when you learn it and you draw it down a little bit clearer, it really can become you, and maybe it is already you. So look at the words of the Tzemach Tzedek, this in his famous mimer on the mitzvah of Ahavat Yisrael. Knishmas Yisrael hem koma shlema biyachad. Eli, do you see it inside yet? Well, look at it. You don't have to now, because I want to take a look at that. We're gonna extract pieces from both about it, because I think he might have done some editing in this piece. I'm not sure. Nishmas Yisrael hem koma shlema biyachad. Nishmat Yisrael hem koma shlema biyachad. What is that? What's a koma shlema biyachad? One
level.
Yeah, one. A koma literally means like floor, right? But it's like one.
Maybe we're all equal. Like they're all
On the same
Oh, they're on the same. On the neshama level.
right. Like don't view you
On
as
the root.
higher.
On the root neshama, right?
Yeah, don't view yourself
Well,
as higher than the next person.
or yeah,
I think it means a structure. And not
structure. Yeah.
all together, we're all one structure.
Dahainu nishmas Adam Arishon, shehi klalusam, meaning Adam Arishon. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky for me, and for others as well, for many others. Now he's saying, where are we all? Where's our structure rooted in? The neshama of who? Okay, but who else is also included in that structure of Adam Arishon? All of humanity. Remember, Adam wasn't Jewish. No, it's I didn't grow up realizing that Adam and Chava weren't Jewish. I grew up I don't know what it is. The way we learn Torah, it seemed like
Because it's in the Torah.
because it's in the Torah, right? I guess yeah, they must be Jewish. But even he says here also, Nishmas Adam Arishon shehi klalusam. Omnam. Okay, so now obviously he was just prepping you for this. Omnam Adam Arishon hu avim shel kol bnei Adam. Okay, obviously Adam is the father of all of humanity. Aval betorat hasod mevu'ar שהנשמה שלו כלולה בתוכה דווקא es nishmas am Yisrael. So if you don't learn Kabbalah, if you don't learn Pnimiyus Torah, you really have a problem over here. Pnimiyus Torah means that Hashem's kavana with the creation of man was specifically designed that the neshamas of Am Yisrael are included. It's really about the neshamas of Am Yisrael.
Was the world created in order for Am Yisrael to be in existence? Then it's not such a hard.
Right. If I believe right that the Torah is the blueprint of the world, and from there the world comes and being created. If the Torah was given to us, then I could understand this a little bit clearer. Now, v'hagam sheyesh ba'ramach evarim miyuchadim. So even though there are 248 different limbs, harehem klulim ze mizeh, but they are encompassed. No, but included, huh? Klulim, yeah, it's between included, huh? Yeah.
They don't connect to the.
So look what he says here. Uchmo, another beautiful mashal. Uchmo derech mashal v'guf echad. Like let's look at one body. Shagam shehu b'tchalkut tziyur evarim, rosh v'raglayim, yadayim v'tzipornayim. When we visualize it, I see the word tziyur, now my mind is jumping right away to the PS. That's just saying that word visualize, right? הרי הם תלויים, שהגם שהוא ראש ורגליים וידיים וציפורניים. You have a head, you have legs, you have hands, you have nails. They all seem to be their own identities, their own components. מכל מקום, כל אחד כלול מזולתו. But really, each one is included amongst it's the other. What does he mean over here? How are fingernails included in elbows?
Same shoresh.
The analogy I use would be like stem cells.
Right.
Before the body differentiates into whatever, your stem cells you can turn into anything.
Right. Which is spooky with what science, with where we're going with science, right? Mamash. Shebeyad. Now, what is he? So he's going to explain it here. That Tzemach Tzedek says like this. Remember that Tzemach Tzedek is the third Rebbe in Babish dynasty. Shebeyad yesh chayus me'ein haregel al yedei havridim shenimshechu bo. That in the hand there is chayus, there is a life force, like similar to the what? Like the regel, like what the leg has through what? Through the veins that are drawn through him. Meaning, where are they included in each other? Where they're receiving life, where they're receiving vitality. Where they receive the koach to be alive, that's the same place. That runs through and through throughout the whole body. So yes, on their own, their own being, without any vitality, without any life force, without being alive, they are separate. But as long as they're alive and functioning, it's only because they're receiving their life force from the same energy canal, right? If you want to call that, right? Huh? Meridian. Thank you. V'chein b'shar kol ha'evarim, and this goes through without all the limbs. Now, again, what did he point out over here? The word chiyus, vitality, life force, that which pumps energy into you, is all interdependent. It's the same thing. It's coming from the same place. Uchanada. שמרפאים איבר אחד על ידי הקזה בחברו מצד עירוב הדמים. Eli, you're going to help me today also. What's hakaza?
It's blood.
What's that word?
Bloodletting.
Bloodletting, right. Meaning, so what is he saying over here? That you heal one limb, the one limb that's shvach, that's dying, whatever. How does it become healed? Not from an outside source, but from another limb itself in the body through blood. Letting. No. Afuch.
Taking a leech.
Yeah, leeching.
Yeah.
They could do it with whatever. You remove
The bad blood.
Yeah, but from another, it doesn't have to be in that organ. It could be from another place in the body. It's just a different science.
והתקללות הזאת באיברי הגוף ובחיוס הנפש שבהם. And this all-inclusiveness in the limbs of the body and in the vitality of the soul that's in it, where is it from? ומחמאס כללוס החיוס שכולל כולם, שהוא המאיר במוח שבראש, שממנו נספרדו כל אחד לעצמו והוא כולל כולם. But where does it all? Okay, where's the source of all this? So it starts up here. It's in the rosh. It's in the mind, the head of the body, and from there, all of its vitality, its energy sources and energy lines finds its ways through the rest of the body. So we see we're all obviously kol in the rosh. Now, who would the rosh be on a soul level of generations? That's what he means by Adam. Okay, that's what it means over here.
I feel like he was writing this today instead of using the bloodletting much. Like you take a pill and you put it in your mouth, and all of a sudden your aching leg feels better. It's like that's magic. Right? The bloodletting is a little harder for us to connect to.
Wait, but with a pill though, that wouldn't help me with Ahavat Yisrael.
Why? It's the same idea of the interconnectedness.
Because it's direct. It's this. The pill is like.
The pill is external. I'm talking about an internal process that's happening inside of me. I have to go outside to take a pill to feel better. But this is operating within
yourself.
Yeah, this is inside. It's all.
Maybe because my wife's an acupuncturist, but
right.
I'll have like a back problem when she's like putting needles in my toes.
Right.
And next thing you know, same thing.
And what?
Then I'm better.
Where?
My back. I forgot about the pain in my back. I have it.
Right. Now it's like, oh my God. Okay. Ach omnam. You see where it says ach omnam after the three dots? Now here he says, now, if this is so true, if it's so clear how it's really one organism and one body and one life force and is this going through veins and each one is reaching each other and each one's helping each other and there's a system that's working internally, then how come I don't really feel it? How come that's not what's happening? Like, why is it right now that if I go to either Mea Shearim, Tel Aviv, Beit Shemesh, Bnei Brak, I'm not walking around with that same feeling of wow, I would never in my life imagine hurting you, and because I know that you could never in your life imagine hurting me. Where did it get lost? So did it get lost or something else? He's going to explain this really beautifully. Ach omnam. לאחר שנתחלקה נשמת אדם הראשון לשורשים רבים, after the neshama of Adam was divided into many, many different roots, וכל אחד נחלק לענפים וניצוצות רבות בגופות מיוחדות, and each one of them was then divided into many, many different branches and sparks of neshama in different bodies, הרי זה כמשל האיברים שנפרדו זה מזה. This is the mashal of limbs that have been separated from each other. ולא יכאב להיד מכה שברגל המופרדת ממנו וכיוצא בזה. So therefore, a hand won't feel the pain of a leg that gets hit. And what kind of a body? As much as I love you, Jeremy, if your arm gets broken, I have sympathy. Right, but I don't have.
Sometimes you can feel the pain if it's like.
It's a nice metaphor.
When someone gets hit, you don't have that initial feeling of.
Yeah, like you brace yourself.
Pain.
On the neshama level, not on a physical.
No,
because I'm not.
Brace yourself.
Well, yeah, you guys are showing me that you guys are very much in tune with this inyan of neshama achas, sod guf echad. I'm not. Okay, I feel your pain. Look,
it's physiologically. When someone gets hit in the leg, you can't feel a little bit of like on your leg.
Is it dafka from Israel?
I think it's anyone.
Right. Maybe you're just showing. Maybe you're just showing me how low I am right now. I don't know. Because meaning maybe I'm not understanding you. Meaning, when I see a guy get smushed by a truck, it's not like I don't feel anything. I'm dead, right? Something happens to me, but I don't know if it's something that I actually feel like it's part of me is getting hit by a truck.
You saw your daughter break her arm, you wouldn't feel
different. I'll tell you why. Because then the concept of sod guf echad is much closer to me, and the closer that concept of sod guf echad is to me, I feel it more. But now I realize something that you said. I once went to the Amshinover Rebbe and I told him a tzara that I had, and I whispered it in his ear, and he jumped backwards as if I hit him. Mamish, as if I hit him. I whispered in his. It's exactly what you're saying, but tzaddikim. I whispered it into his ear. He jumped backwards because it's like mamish, as if it was happening to him. So I guess the closer you are on a soul level, the more you'll feel it. But the more that naturally our bodies have been separated, so I don't feel it as much as I would if it was still in the same body. Yeah.
I back it up a step. I think it's even in the same body, I don't feel. I still my toe. Everything is focused on my toe right now. My hand doesn't feel it.
Mm-hmm. Right. So you're still in the same body now. Wow, that's much more intense. Again, ולא יכאב ליד מכה שברגל המופרד בין וחיות. אומנם, הפירוד הזה, the separation, הוא רק מצד הגוף. The reason why I don't necessarily feel the physical pain of someone getting hit by a truck is only because there's a pirud in the body, that our bodies are separate. אבל הנפש לא נפרדה באמת. But really, no matter, despite what you think, that you're all in here, you're all in this world alone, it's all you're a loner, you're doing your own thing, really on a soul level, the souls never really departed from each other. All our souls are essentially one, and we're not divided like the way our bodies have been split up. Our souls never went through that process of branching out and becoming their own identities, their own entities. The souls are very much still kashur to each other. What do we say about soulmates when they find each other? Without getting too much in the depths of it, because it can become very confusing, and especially, I could say it here, almost here, but like when you say like soulmates, they met each other. So what is it? Is that we say that two halves became a whole, like two pieces of the soul became a little bit separated, and then they meet each other, and then they become whole again. Here he's saying, it seems, I don't, this is very, very deep, but he says, "Nefesh lo nifreda be'emet," that really our souls never ever became separated, like the way we see that there's two of us here. So let's just breathe this in right now, okay, on a Lamaisa level. How many are with us right now? Not one. 11 chavra here right now, right? So right now there are 11 bodies in the room, but really emunah means I understand and I believe that there are also 11 souls that are not as separate as the 11 bodies that are in the room. We're really part of one right now. We're mamish one. Not because it's a nice thing to say, it's just the metzius. That's the real reality. That's the real emesdika reality. Now, try this every time you go into a room, and have with that consciousness, you'll see what that feeling will be like.
Well, also like what we said in the shir last week, like our souls want to be close to Hashem. So if all our souls are like sort of like vying in the same direction, so
Right.
they
Right.
feel connected.
So what's missing from me from seeing that? What is that? What do I have to do in order to like look at it like that? Because it's gaval.
We see things on a physical level. So we need to try to, I guess we'll go to the PSS and visualize.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We've been raised in a society
really good.
where we put people in boxes and create separation.
we
did it to
don't put
ourselves.
souls in boxes though. We put people, and we put like what we see in front of us
Correct.
as boxes.
So
That's why
that-
Toby's saying with this art of visualization, what the PSS is saying, when you elevate with that which usually you use to divide, right? You usually use that thingy to divide. Now you're saying, I'm actually going to use that to not divide, to bring in. Then you'll walk around seeing what you just described. Obviously, like, yeah, I see that. I see the source of your soul. What it usually does. What does it want to do? Teva neshama lalos lamala. That's what it really wants. Mitzad it's teva. That's what it really, really wants. So imagine that. Imagine now my Yiddishkeit is what? That when I walk into a room, or even I don't even have to walk into a room.
Drive through the streets.
Anywhere, or I don't even have to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even have to be physically in a place, but I can think of a place that to me causes a lot of anxiety and stress, or people that don't see eye to eye with me. So whatever that means. But I go into the Piasetzner's world of visualization. He was talking more about his own. Like I was thinking about the furnace this morning in Shema. It was nuts. Right? I don't know. Were you there too in the furnace this morning?
Can't do the furnace thing.
I think I saw you in the furnace with me, but we'll get there later.
I think I saw you checking on Facebook in the furnace.
So imagine checking in life books, Sefer HaChaim, in this thing of like, I know this is true, so this is it. I'm going to train myself that using my Olam HaMachshava to look at where people really at mitzad their neshama, and the neshama is. And wait a second, not just they are there, I'm actually also climbing up there to try to be there as well. Brings that concept of where we are for real much closer.
It takes Kol Yisrael Ravens that to like, it's not a cute concept anymore.
Wait, so what does that mean? So what does it mean? I'm a guarantor for someone else. On what level am I a guarantor?
On the soul level, you're guarantors. I guess now I completely can understand what the mission of Chabad has been. How can they sleep at night knowing there's a Yid somewhere in the middle of nowhere who doesn't know Shema Yisrael? They can't, because that's a piece of them. They're guarantors.
So I was thinking about this. So is it selfish?
I mean, it's
the holiest. Yeah.
The holiest type of.
Right, I'll take that right. But you guys hear my question? Meaning, he's right. I've been thinking about this a lot. Does a guy who's going out to operate in some wacky Beit Chabad somewhere do it from a place of, well, when he realizes if when you do that, when you're not in Shabbos and you're not keeping anything, and they feel so much of a soul connection to the person that they physically feel the pain, so they're like, ow, this hurts me, I gotta stop, this hurts me too much, and therefore, I need you to start keeping Shabbos. So because the damage you're doing to our spiritual entity is too painful and harmful for me.
Is that what's happening, or is it?
I don't know. No, it's one thing.
Is the Chabadnik looking at this guy and saying, "You don't even realize how you're hurting yourself"? The Chabad is it trying to help himself? There's way too much selflessness.
I don't think it's a point of.
To be coming from that place.
No, I know. No, I don't think they're really chas v'shalom.
I'm not accusing you of.
I don't think it's from a point of like this whole tikkun olam world. I think it's from a point of love. If you love your hand and you see your hand doing something you don't want, you shouldn't do, and it's not healthy for it, you're gonna pull your hand back. It's the same thing. You're not doing it. You're doing it because you love your body, and so this is all.
So is it selfish?
Yes. But is it selfish to pull your hand out of the fire?
Yeah.
It's definitely out of love. The Chabadnik doesn't get
Right.
mad at it.
Yeah, Ellie
It's
goes.
just, we get into cotton words. We have to simply change our concept of self. People are very small. When we say selfish, we talk about this small concept of separated self. That's the problem. When we're talking about selfish in these terms, it's a much expanded version of self, which is essentially what you want. You want to feel, if somebody gets hurt, it hurts me. I would never hurt somebody else because
I'm hurting myself.
Yeah. So, but that's not a bad selfishness. It's
Just like Catholic.
Right.
It's a
Right.
much expanded, beautiful selfishness. If I ever get to that place where I really feel somebody else as though they're me, I'll take that selfishness any day.
That's the right. Ahavat.
You get like with your family a little bit, like.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Nachon.
It's not selfish to get up in the middle of the night to stop your crying baby. Right?
How many kids do you have? Yeah. Moving right along.
It's that kind of morning.
Yeah. Okay.
It's out of love, by the way.
Selfish love. Yeah. Oh, that's just the price of being a newbie. You know, that's out of it. Don't worry. Hopefully, you're already an old. Yeah, you're not new at all anymore. You've been here for God. Yeah, you're one of the older ones actually. Okay, so he says over here again, הפירוד הזה הוא רק מצד הגוף, אבל הנפש לא נפרדה באמת, וכולן מתאימות, and all limbs are really connected to each other. וכן משל היד שיש בה מברידי הרגל והעין, and like the parable of the hand that has from the veins, the same veins of the leg and the eye, וכן ברגל מן היד וכיוצא, and like the leg and the arm and also all everything we said. ויש לה כאב עצום ברוחניותה מכאב העין כנ"ל במשל. Saying over here again, what the pain that one limb goes through, everyone feels it, everyone senses it. ולכן אמר האריזל, now this is mind blowing, and we're going to look inside here the Perush on this. ולכן אמר האריזל, and therefore the Arizal said, כל פרטי הווידויים שחטא אחד מישראל. So the Arizal, when he would do vidui, he would really expand on every type of avera that exists, that's possible, that a yid could do. Even though, obviously, it's the Arizal, right? What is he? What? He's not, come on. And even he, if you'd ask him, did you yourself do this? So he would probably say, did you yourself transgress over these things that you're doing vidui for? So he would say, well, that's a very interesting question and a definition of self. Did I myself do this? Me, the singular body, which has already been separated from the klal? Maybe not. Did I myself do this mitzad my shoresh neshama? Absolutely. Absolutely. שהרי הוא כאב אותו איבר שבו מושרשת נפש אותו הישראל. He felt the limb. He felt that part of the body that was being damaged by another yid. It got to him. ומגיע כאב גם לעבר העליון שמושרש nefesh harizal. And Arizal is already very exalted nefesh, very exalted neshama, but when the spiritual body is intact, then what happens? Then it senses everything. The Arizal would sense what every single Jew would do, so he felt that it was a problem with him. There was something really wrong with him. By the way, someone recently told me, some guy said to me, you should really see my tzaddik. He mentioned a certain Rabbi. And I said to him, why? Why do you think that Dafka I should see your Rebbe? So he said a very brilliant answer. He said, because my Rebbe, whenever someone comes to him and complains about and brings their own tzara to the table, and it's in Chabad, it was always like this, he doesn't dare to start replying or saying anything back, giving you any eitzah until he figures out how this is something that he has to work on in himself as well. It's clear to my Rebbe that it's not like I'm from a place of knowing what the right thing is and you're coming to receive counsel. My Rebbe, he won't begin to have the chutzpah to answer you, to say anything, to share anything, until he sees why Hashem sent this person to meet, because I have to fix my neshama as well. Remind me after Shir, when we stop the recording, to tell you a story. Okay? It's not for now. ולכן נצטווינו גם כן לאהוב כל אדם מישראל. Therefore we were commanded also to love every single person in Am Yisrael. שהרי כל אדם כלול מכל נשמת ישראל כנ"ל מן האיברים. Now it's clear. Why? The Torah is giving me compassion by telling me that I have to have Ahavat Yisrael. Because what is it essentially saying? When the Torah tells me there's a mitzvah of Ahavat Yisrael, now after everything we learned, what is the Torah really telling me?
Stop cutting your own hand.
Yes. Stop cutting your own hand. Stop taking the knife and cutting. Yeah. Yeah, for real. Like
right.
It's a real. It's a real. Right. It's not nice. Like you're right. Just like you wouldn't do that to yourself. Well, yeah. Now what does that mean? Now what does that mean? Just like you wouldn't take the knife after you accidentally cut yourself. You know, even chas v'shalom, at a moment of rage, you even hurt yourself, chas v'chalila, chas v'shalom, by purpose. When the rage is over, a second later, you wouldn't go then and then do it to the other side. Sharei kol adam kalul mikol nishmas Yisrael kanal min ha'evarim b'arei imken yesh imken bo yesh zulaso gamken. So if that's the case, then whatever is in me, you're in me as well. Ari, you're in me on a neshama level. You're in me on a physical level. Not. It's just not. It's not like that. But on a soul level, it is. Ve'yohav zulato kamo v'chen hu kalul bezulato kanal bekishur ha'evarim. Because when the limbs are all there and they're all together, there is an amazing, amazing concept of real hitchabrut mitzad the shoresh, which is a very pashut thing by it. But the neshama knows this. It's the separation of the bodies where it gets confusing. But the neshama knows crystal clear, this is for real.
When people hurt themselves because they hate themselves, it's an insanity. It's mamash insanity.
So what are you saying now? Spiritual insanity is what?
When we hurt each other, it's spiritual insanity. It's craziness.
Yeah.
It's a complete flip of how we think about it.
Crazy.
Why do Torah allow for Goel Hadam though?
For what?
As opposed to, if someone murders your brother, you can go and kill that
So
person.
this is that red line question.
Yeah, why doesn't the Torah say like,
Even then?
right, that's not what we do.
And the Torah says so they speak about this because that person has removed himself from the spiritual body.
He's become purely a physical body.
And which is kind of like the opposite of Pinchas. Remember what we learned last week, what we were talking about this morning, Tom? Like Pinchas is removed himself from a physical body. This person has removed himself to the extent that he was able to from being a spiritual entity. So, because if he
Which
was...
person are you talking about? The one that did the killing or the one that's doing the revenge?
No, the one that did the killing.
I think it was negligence. Right?
Whatever it is, I'm saying now on a deeper, this is not pshat at all what I'm saying. I'm saying on the deeper level, if we had to assume, why would the Torah say that it's okay? Possibly really could be because you're not ripping out your own soul at that moment. He has removed himself from you. He's not part of you anymore.
And this level, even if you go to the person who killed by negligence, he's still called Rotzea, which is interesting language. And the Rashi goes into, in the past life, this happened, this happened, this happened. It's not a simple thing.
Akadmoni, yeah. Okay, we're going to continue from here tomorrow. This is just, there's a lot in here. This is just a little piece of this line. It's a tzedek. We're going to dig deeper into here because I would love to live a life where I felt that hurting someone else in Am Yisrael is spiritual insanity.
You know, it's the opposite of everything in the Western world. In the Western world, science, it breaks everything apart into the smallest gourmet. You
Right.
break it apart. And here it's saying to walk into a room of separation and try to see everything together. It's the opposite.
Huge. Shir koach, everyone.